lot lately, why do girls date jerks, and kind of why does the nice guy always finish last? And based on personal experience, I can say that a fair amount of these are probably actually pretty accurate. I'll do my best to kind of walk you through them. Unfortunately, I think girls dating jerks is here to stay. So let's get down to it. Why do girls like jerks? Well, first of all, North America tends to idolize jerks. It's a general assumption that unless you're a jerk, you won't be a very successful guy. So, success. Women have this unexplainable need to want to be able to fix a guy. She wants to be able to say that she's the only one who is able to make him a better person. Girls tend to think that nice guys are boring, and based on my personal experience, some of them are. It's fine to be nice, but it gets a little bit tiring when a guy is constantly accommodating and doesn't really show his own opinion on anything. So it's kind of nice to date a jerk who, takes charge, knows what he wants, and who's actually willing to stand up to somebody and not be a pushover. Girls also tend to see being a jerk as a sign of masculinity. They want to be with an alpha male, and bad attitudes seem to somehow translate into being alpha. Girls also think that being a bad boy / jerk equals self-confidence. Girls also like the thrill of being with somebody who's unpredictable. When you're with somebody who tends to be a bad boy and kind of does whatever he wants, life can be a bit exciting. You have to admit it's kind of nice to do something other than the same old boring, go to the library, go for coffee, go to the old people's home. Some girls actually, they want the excitement of the unpredictability. Girls also tend to picture the nice guy as that guy from 10th grade who had braces and breath smelled like cheese and didn't really make a lot of friends, but he thought he was pretty okay and he respected women, but from the female point of view, he was just kind of not cool. Girls seem to associate being a jerk with being cool. Girls also like the chase of a bad boy. The bad boy's usually pretty confident. He can kind of get whatever girl he wants, so when a girl is able to chase him and catch him, she kind of gets this self-pride that is really kind of, it makes her feel better about herself. And as silly as that sounds, tying down that bad boy makes her feel good. I think probably the last and most important reason that girls tend to go after jerks is they have this unexplainable ability to kind of trap you almost. I don't want to say trap, but they have a way of pulling you in so that you can't leave emotionally and mentally. They are able to charm you so that you think that they're actually good for you. A lot of times your friends and family will notice. They don't want to say anything because they don't want to be that person who trashes your boyfriend, but at the same time, because they're able to charm you, you tend to be able to rationalize all the things that they've done that are kind of shitty. So instead of being like, hey, I'm with this guy that's a total asshole, it's like, oh, but he was so charming, he bought me flowers today because he wanted to apologize for being a total douchebag all the time. And girls have the ability to only really be able to see the good things, and we kind of push the bad things away. So when you end up dating these kinds of guys, you're not actually realizing what you're doing. It's almost, you're wearing rose-colored glasses essentially and blinded by your own love, if you want to put it that way. Now, the sad reality is that jerks will always exist and girls will always want to date them. That's just kind of how the world works, unfortunately, for the nice guys. Personally, I have dated many jerks, and I can't see myself with somebody who isn't a little bit of a jerk, just because in my experience, guys that are more of a jerk kind of tend to fill all of the things that I just told you, which is what many women want. They want the excitement, they want the chase, they want the confidence. They say that they want the guy in the movie who's really romantic and does all the right things, but when they actually get him, they don't actually want that. I don't know if that's a self-confidence issue or if that's more just women have resolved to that's all you can get, because they're taking these nice guys and they're completely pushing them to the side. So they don't actually get to experience what it's like to be in a relationship with a good guy. So they think that that's all there is these jerks that kind of treat you like shit, you let them treat you like shit, they treat the next girl like shit, and it's a cycle. And to be honest, you could probably blame women for a lot of how men act, because women don't put their foot down and they just take it. And if a guy can act like a jerk or act like a nice guy and get the same result, they're gonna do it. And time has shown that women will deal with the bullshit, they'll put up with it. So to be honest, as terrible as it sounds to the nice guys, you kind of have to be a bit of a jerk. Obviously, you don't want to be beating your girlfriend, but you need to actually be able to show that you can stand up for yourself and you can kind of provide some excitement and still be a good guy at the same time. And it seems like an impossible task, but it is doable. There are lots of nice guys that are still just a little bit of a jerk, just enough to kind of get a girl to actually stay interested. I am going to guess that there's probably going to be a lot of controversy from this video. There's probably going to be some really mean comments, and I will try my best to ignore them because they're just from jerks. Please favorite and subscribe. There is a link to Twitter, Facebook, and JTV right on the page in front of me. Click any of those and it'll take you straight there, and then all you have to do is press subscribe or friend request me or follow me. I hope you guys are having a good summer. I will talk to you soon. Bye!